Hi, everyone, and welcome to the State of Connecticut Department of Children and Families Mandated Reporter Portal Training. My name is Liz Stokes, and I'm the training lead at the CT Project at DCF. And today we have Product Manager Ed Eckert and Product Owner Andrew Tita, who will be taking us through the Mandated Reporter Portal submission process. The Mandated Reporter Portal was released in June of 2022, and since then, our team has been working on enhancements to the portal. The Mandated Reporter Portal was created to provide an alternative, convenient way to make non-emergent reports for suspicions of abuse or neglect. Mandated reporters are now able to use their mobile devices, tablets, laptops, and desktop computers to file these non-emergent Child Protective Services reports.
At this time, the portal is only allowing for non-emergent CPS report submissions made by mandated reporters. Mandated reporters are required to report or cause a report to be made when in the ordinary course of their employment or profession, they have reasonable cause to suspect or believe that a child under the age of 18 has been abused, neglected, or is placed in imminent risk of serious harm.
As previously stated, this portal is for non-emergent reports only. Non-emergent reports are reports not requiring immediate response by DCF. If you have an emergent situation, which may include a child who is in imminent harm, a child with the need of emergent medical or mental health care, a child with a realistic fear of further abuse or neglect within the next 24 hours, please contact the DCF Care Line at 1-800-842-2288 and make your emergent report via a phone call.
During the online CPS report submission process, you will be asked specific questions that will help guide your submission. Making an online CPS report via the portal is made in substitution of submitting a DCF 136 form and is not required following your submission. However, if you make your report by calling the DCF Care Line, a DCF 136 form is still required.
Today you will see the enhancements that were made to the portal. These enhancements include a user dashboard, which will hold a history of all submitted and pending CPS reports the user has made, save and delete functionality, address field enhancements, the ability to add attachments, and the ability to download a copy of the CPS report at the time of submission.
We now will be handing it over to Andrew Tita, who will be taking us through the process of logging into the Mandated Reporter Portal.
On our DCF Portal Apps page, you will find the Mandated Reporter Online Reporting Portal application in the center. At the bottom of it, you will find links to more information, as well as a link to our training tab. When you are ready to enter, double-click on the app. From the Mandated Reporter Online Reporting Portal homepage, you will have a left column with a variety of different areas such as training, frequently asked questions, contact us, about us, or different links. When you are ready to enter the application, you will go to Sign In with ID.me and click to enter. Once on the ID.me login screen, you will have an option to create a new account if you have not previously created an ID.me account. If you have an account, simply enter your email address and your password and click Sign In. Once you click Sign In, you will be asked to choose to receive either a text message or a phone call in order to complete your multi-factor authentication. Once you have selected how you would like to receive your code, please click the Continue button. Once you receive your 6-digit multi-factor authentication code, you will enter it into this box and click Continue. ID.me will now direct you to the State of Connecticut's portal site. Once logged in using ID.me, you'll be brought to your dashboard view. On your dashboard, you will see a history of all previously submitted online CPS reports. These reports are in black text and will be stored in your dashboard for up to 3 years. Reports that you have saved in progress will be in red text. These reports will be stored by our system for up to 12 hours. If you do not submit the report within 12 hours, the system will delete the reports. If the report is not submitted, you will not satisfy your legal obligation as a mandated reporter. If you wish to resume a report that is presently saved, you will simply be able to go over and click on the Resume button. If you decide that you no longer need to submit this report, simply click the Delete button. I am now going to kick it over to Liz Stokes, who will walk you through the online submission process.
Once you're ready to resume your CPS report, you will go ahead and click on Resume. That will take you into the last tab that you left off on. When you're ready to fully complete this report, you will continue throughout the entire CPS report process. If at any time you need to refresh your screen, you may come up to the top and hit Reload this page or the Refresh button. That will refresh the information on your screen. As long as you have all the information already saved, it will be in saved mode. When you're ready to start a CPS report, you will click Start CPS Report. When you're ready to begin your CPS report, it will ask you, am I a mandated reporter? If you click into the data field, you will get the option for yes or no. If you click yes, it will allow you to move forward. If you click no, it will say to call the DCF care line. The next question is, does the alleged victim or similarly situated minor have any physical injuries present on the alleged child victim that are consistent with abuse or neglect? If you click yes, it will lead you to contact the DCF care line for an immediate response. If you click no, it will allow you to move forward. Is the alleged victim or similarly situated minor in immediate harm? If you click on the data field and click yes, it will stop you again and tell you to contact the DCF care line for an immediate response. If you click no, it will allow you to move forward. Does the alleged victim or similarly situated minor have a need for urgent or emergent medical or mental health care? If you click yes, again, it will stop you. If you click no, it will allow you to move forward. Has the alleged victim or similarly situated minor expressed a fear of returning home? Or do you, as the reporter, have a realistic fear of further abuse or neglect within the next 24 hours? If you click yes, it will send you to contact the DCF care line. Or if you click no, it will allow you to continue forward. The next question, will the alleged victim or similarly situated minor be inaccessible within the next 24 hours? If you click yes, it will tell you to contact the DCF care line. If you click no, you can move forward. Is this a report on a child fatality, life-threatening injury, safe haven, or sexual abuse with access to the perpetrator in the home? If you click yes, it will tell you to contact the DCF care line. If you click no, it will allow you to move forward. Please select the capacity in which you are a mandated reporter. When you click the data field, it will give you specific capacities to choose from. For a hospital medical provider, if you choose that capacity, later on in the report, you will see that you will get hospital or medical provider questions. If you select police, courts, or judicial services, later on in the report, it will give you specific questions relative to being a police, courts, or judicial services. School, the same. Or if your capacity does not meet the top three, you can click Other. For today, I'm going to choose School. When I'm ready to move forward, I'm going to click Next. After you have clicked Next, you're going to note that you have successfully saved your CPS report. Every time you move forward, you will see that green box at the top that says CPS report saved successfully. Now you're in the Reporters tab. As you can see, your information that you have previously filled out from your reporter identification has been pre-filled. Make sure that all of that data is accurate and saved correctly. You will be asked what your reporter's role is, and here you will identify what role you are reporting in. You can have multiple roles in the community as a mandated reporter, and so whichever role you are actively reporting in is what you are going to select. For today's purposes, I did say I was in the capacity of a school personnel, and so I will continue to be in that school personnel role. I'm just going to put the school in which I work, and when I'm ready to move forward, I'm going to click Next. As you can note, if you ever miss a required field, you will see the box pop up in red, which will indicate that you need to go back and fill out that box before you are able to move forward. When I'm ready to move forward, I will go ahead and click Next. And again, you'll see that the CPS report was saved successfully. Now we're in the Adult Participants tab. Here, you are going to add any and all adult participants that are involved in this case. You will add the alleged perpetrator of the child abuse or neglect. You will add the parents, both biological, guardian, or other, and any other adult participant that is involved with this specific case. When I'm ready to move forward, I'm going to say, is the name known? If the name is known, I'm going to go ahead and click yes. If it's unknown, I'm going to click no. And as you can see, if I click no, the name, first name, and last name are pre-filled with unknown. For today's purposes, I'm going to go ahead and click yes. And here, I'm going to say parents 1. And the relationship to the child, I'm going to go ahead and click down. Here, you'll have a bunch of options relative to the relationship to the child. For today's purposes, I will hit birth parent. The date of birth, I will enter the date of birth. Gender at birth, male, female, or unknown. And does the individual identify in another way? You can choose to add whichever way this person identifies in this data field by simply typing. Do you have a full address? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And here in the address field, I'm going to go ahead and enter the address. I'm going to enter that adult participant's phone number. If you do have that information, as much information as you have is what you will be entering. Here, race is a required field. Within the race data field, you will be able to multi-select. Or you can say that you prefer not to answer or that is unknown. One thing to note in that data field is if you enter more than one and one of them is inaccurate, you can go ahead and click on the X, which will remove that race from the data field. In the ethnicity, you can go ahead and select which ethnicity applies, if any do apply. Is an interpreter needed? Yes or no? I'm going to go ahead and select no. And then language preference, you can choose from the multi-select, and I will select English for today. On this screen, you will see that you are able to either add another adult here by clicking the Add Adult button, or if you have completed all of the adults in the CPS report, you can click Done. Please note that this is a newly enhanced feature to our portal. This is our Melissa data, and this is to ensure that we are getting the most accurate address that we can. This information does come from our Postal Service, and so this allows for DCF to ensure that the addresses that you have inputted are accurate. If you have entered an address and you do not see it on the screen here, you can select Keep Input. If you see an address that you would like to choose and move forward, you will select the address and move forward by clicking Save. Once you are done with the adult participants, you can go ahead and click Next. However, if you do have another adult participant that you'd like to add, you can click the Add Adult Participant button. When you're ready to move forward, click Next, and you'll see that the CPS report was saved successfully. Now you're on the Child Participants tab, and this is very similar to the Adult Participants. It's going to ask, is the name known? Either yes or no. If I select no, the first and last name field defaults to unknown. If I select yes, I can enter the name here. I'm going to enter child 1. And the next question is the child a suspected victim of abuse, neglect, or maltreatment? I'm going to select the multi-select, and either you can select yes or no. I'm going to select yes for today's purposes. It asks for the date of birth, and I'm going to enter the date of birth. Gender at birth, male, female, or unknown. Does the individual identify in another way? If so, please describe. And you may enter however that child identifies in that box. Who does the child reside with? And I'm going to say parent 1. Do you have a full address? And I'm going to say either yes or no. I'll select yes. And one of the new features that we've added is previously used addresses. If I click on that button, it will show me the last address or any other addresses that I have entered within the CPS report. I'm going to go ahead and click on that already used previous address. And as you will note, it pre-fills into the address fields on this page. If that child does have a phone number, you are going to enter it. And race as a required field, I will go ahead and enter that child's race. Very similar to the Adult Participants tab. Ethnicity, if it does apply, I'm going to go ahead and click on the ethnicity. Interpreter needed, yes or no. And then language preference, you can go ahead and select the language preference. If you would like to add an additional child, you will go ahead and click Add Child. We do ask that you add as many children who are involved within this family. If the child is living with siblings or any other children within the home, or there are other children who are associated with this report, please add that child to this report. If you have no other children that you need to add, you will click Done and you will move forward. Again, you will see that the report was saved successfully. Here, you are on the Child Participants dashboard, and you'll see that if you need to add an additional child participant, you will click Add Participant. If you are ready to move forward, you can click Next. Here, you are on the General CPS Questions tab. The first question is, please provide the date of the alleged child abuse, neglect, or maltreatment. If the date of the alleged child abuse, neglect, or maltreatment is unknown, please provide the date you are submitting the CPS report to DCF. You may enter that date in the data field, or you may click on the calendar, which will take you to the date to select. Does the alleged victim or similarly situated minor have any physical injuries present on the alleged child victim that are consistent with abuse or neglect? If you click on the data field, you may say or select either yes or no. If you click yes, it will stop you and tell you to contact the DCF care line for an immediate response. If you click no, it will allow you to move forward. Are you aware of any past or prior physical injuries present on the alleged child victim that are consistent with suspected abuse or neglect? If you click yes, you will be given more data fields to select. If you click no, you can move forward appropriately. For today, we'll select yes. And it will ask you, please indicate any physical injuries to the child as a result of alleged abuse or neglect. You can select as many as apply. And again, please provide as much detailed information as possible. Please describe the physical injuries to the child as well as the location of the injuries. And here you are going to add as much detail as to what the physical injuries are, and the location of those physical injuries. After you've completed this data field, you will be asked to confirm whether this report of physical abuse is of an emergent nature. If you click, "This is a non-emergent CPS report. I wish to continue with my online CPS report," it will allow you to continue with the report. If you click on "My concerns are of an emergent nature," it will stop you and ask you to contact the DCF care line. In this next data field, you will describe the incident of child abuse, neglect, or maltreatment with as much detail as possible. Please name the person who is suspected of causing the abuse or neglect. In this data field, you will name the child who is the alleged victim of child abuse, neglect, or maltreatment. You will name the alleged perpetrator of the child abuse or neglect or maltreatment, and you will describe in great detail as to what occurred and what the potential injuries are to that child. Next, you will describe the emotional or physical impact, including injuries to the child, again, with as much detail as possible. Without the detail, we will be unable to ensure that this child is safe. Next, what disclosures has the child made regarding the abuse or neglect? Please indicate how you discovered the child maltreatment and the circumstances under which the injuries, maltreatment, or neglect became known. In this data field box, please describe with as much detail as possible what disclosures the child has made. Are you aware of previous concerns regarding this child or siblings? When you click on the data field box, you will see that you have the option of yes or no. If you select no, it will allow you to continue to move forward. If you select yes, you will be asked to describe the previous concerns regarding this child or their siblings. Again, with as much detail as possible, please describe the concerns. Are you aware of any known safety factors, such as weapons, animals in the home, that DCF should be aware of prior to entering or engaging with the family? You may select yes, and that will add an additional box that will ask you to describe what those safety factors are. If you select no, it will ask you to move forward. I will select yes, and then with as much detail as possible, I'm going to describe what those safety factors are. When I'm ready to move forward, I'm going to go ahead and click next. Now you are on the Additional Questions tab. Here, you will get school role questions based off of the school capacity that you previously selected. If you have selected a previous capacity, you will get questions specific to that capacity in which you selected. Here, I'm going to take you through the school role line of questioning and go through this specific tab. Are there any special needs that would impact the child's vulnerability or functioning? Here, you have the option to say yes or no. If you select yes, it will provide you with a text field box that will ask you to please explain the special needs that would impact the child's vulnerability or functioning. Again, please provide as much detail as possible within this text field box. Are you aware of attendance concerns for the school-aged children or child? If you select yes, it will allow for a text field boxes here for you to enter as much detail as possible. Please note that there is an eye icon here. If you click, it will provide you with more detail as to how you can best answer these questions. These icons, these information icons, are scattered throughout the CPS report. If you click into them, they will provide you with the detail that you may need to answer these specific questions. Here, you're going to please explain those attendance concerns and how the school has tried to address these concerns with the family. What was the parent's response to attempts made by the school to address these concerns? And you'll add as much detail as possible. If the incident is between minor children, explain how the adults failed to protect the child or children. Please provide as much detail as possible within that data field box. If you want to save this report, please click Save at any time, and you'll see that the CPS report was saved successfully. When you're ready to move on, you can go ahead and click Next. You are now on the Intimate Partner Violence, Domestic Violence, Human Trafficking, and Substance Misuse tab. Here, you may have all of these issues relative to your CPS report. You may have one, you may have a few, or you may have none. If you need to select one of these issues, you may go ahead and click on the box next to the issue, and you must answer all of the questions relative to that issue. If you have none, you can go ahead and click Next. Now you're on the Additional Informations tab. Here, they will ask you to please provide any additional information here that is relevant to the welfare of this family. Again, you will add as much detail as possible to ensure that we are able to successfully assess the welfare of the child. Do you wish to remain anonymous to the family or individuals who are the subject of the CPS report you are submitting? You may select either yes or no. And when you're done, you can click Next. Here, you are on the Attachments tab. Here, you can add any of these file formats: PDF, JPG, DOC, DOCX. We are able to receive pictures, documents. However, we are not able to receive voice recordings or video recordings at this time. When you are ready to attach your file, you can go ahead and click on Attach File. And here you will select the specific document that you'd like to attach. Click Open, and that will attach that file. You can attach multiple files to this Attachments tab. And notice that as you have attached those files, you can go ahead and remove whichever files do not apply and add more. The type of attachments that we are looking for here are school attendance reports, pictures of the alleged abuse or neglect, and any other relevant attachment file that is relevant to this CPS report. When you are ready to move forward and you have attached all of your attachments, you may click Next to move forward. Here, you are on the Done tab, and this is where you will be able to edit your CPS report prior to submission. Click on Edit Prior to Submission to review prior to submitting. You can actually click on whichever tab you would like to review. For example, if I wanted to click into the Child Participants tab, I can go ahead and click on that tab. Make sure that that tab is complete and accurate. Should I have an additional child that I need to add here, I would go ahead and click Add Child Participant and add that child participant prior to completing my CPS report. This will allow me to continue to review the rest of the report, clicking through the tabs and getting back to the Done tab. After I have reviewed the entire CPS report, I am happy with what I have entered. I have fully and successfully added as much detail as possible to this report. I can go ahead and move forward to check this box when I'm ready to submit my report. Here, I have a one-time opportunity to download my CPS report. And now we're going to hand it over to Ed Eckert, who's going to walk you through how to save and download your CPS report at the time of submission.
Before I do this, I want to let you know of a brand new enhancement we're going to provide, and that's the one-time ability to view your CPS report in its entirety. You can save it, you can store it to your PC, you can even print it. This functionality is one time. You can't go back in time. You won't have this functionality to view or print or save a prior submission that was a day ago or 2 weeks ago. Those sort of requests would have to be made through the legal division at DCF. However, At the time of submission, what I'm about to show you is you're going to see some pop-ups, and you'll have that ability at this one moment to make that decision whether or not you want to save and store it, or if you're all set and you're just going to continue to send it to DCF. And to do that, I'm going to check this box when I'm ready to submit my report. I'm going to click the green button. And right now is where I'm going to see that opportunity where I can make that decision. I've successfully submitted my CPS report. Now, important to note, it's also giving you this language that you will not be able to view this report again once you select close and go to the dashboard. But in this instance, I do. I want to see my submission. I want to save it. I want to keep it for my records. And by doing so, I'll click view the report. And here it is. This is every question that I was provided and all my responses. I can go back in, I can review it. If I wish, I could close the window. But if I do want to store this, I want to save this for my own records, maybe I want to print it, whatever your policy or procedures are relative to your own workspace, I can click download as PDF. The system will automatically provide you with the option, and depending on your browser, it could be at the bottom of the screen in Chrome. In Edge, potentially it could be at the top of the screen. But in this instance, I'm demonstrating for you in Chrome, and I'm going to click into the CPS report. And here we are. This is every question and every answer that which I provided the system relative to my CPS report. And you'll notice, because this is a PDF file, I now have different options. I can print it, or I can download it and save it to my PC. But again, just to regurgitate, this is a one-time opportunity. It's something we really heard from our mandated reporters that they wanted to have that functionality. We're providing it. It is this one-time opportunity, and we hope you take advantage of it. Back to my dashboard, and you can see it's documented here. I just today submitted my CPS report, and the status has now changed. No longer is this row in red. I cannot view it, I can't click it, I can't delete it, and I can't change it. I don't have that opportunity to go back in and print or view it again. That one opportunity is there, and now I'm back to where that CPS report has officially been submitted. Thank you for your time in viewing this training video. If you have any questions regarding the portal, please contact the DCF Care line at 1-800-842-2288.